Good morning, friends. Welcome to the daily morning podcast of SBI Securities. Let us check what happened in Indian market yesterday. Yesterday was a volatile session where we have seen that at one point of time, Nifty was down to the tune of 80 points, whereas Sensex was down by 243 points. However, at the end of the day, what we have seen is that Nifty and Sensex both have scaled new high, and Sensex has settled at level of 71437, up by 122 points, whereas Nifty was up by 34 points and have settled at 21453 levels. The rally during the fag end of the day was led by gain in heavyweights like Reliance Industries, ITC and NTPC. This clearly shows that markets at every deep investors, institution investor, retail investor, HNI are taking opportunity to deploy the fund in the market. From a fund flow perspective, what we have seen is that foreign institutional investor were seller to the tune of 601 crore, whereas DII, domestic institutional investor, have mopped up shares worth 294 crore from the Indian equity market. In terms of market breadth, so market breadth yesterday was kind of neutral, where we have seen that almost 1828 stocks, 1828 stocks were in green, whereas 1940 stocks were in red yesterday. So this also shows that in the broader market we are seeing some kind of profit booking, and that's the trend what we have seen in the market yesterday. In terms of 52-week high, that's a pretty robust number. Again, 359 stocks, which is almost 8 to 10% of the actively traded universe, have scaled 52-week high, whereas 16 stocks were trading at 52-week low. Moving on to the global market update. So what we have seen is that yesterday and all the global markets, whether it is US, were trading in positive, and the key reason being that the much awaited central bank policy from Bank of Japan were in line with expectation, where the Japanese central bank has held the rate steady at minus 0.1% and maintained its yield curve control policy in line with market expectation. Due to this, what we have seen is that Nikkei today morning is up by 1.3%, whereas indices in Australia and South Korea are also trading in green. In addition to that, as we speak today, the GIFT Nifty is indicating that we may again open gap up in the trade today. Moving on to the key news which need to be on our radar. The first is on Glenmark Life Science. So, Competition Commission of India has approved the acquisition of majority shareholding of Glenmark Life Science by Nirma. So that's the hurdle is clear as far as transfer of business to Nirma is concerned, and we may see some positive reaction as far as Glenmark Life Science is concerned. So it's a season of block deals. So we are seeing many private equity and promoters exiting a lot of companies. So today, Embassy Office Park REIT, Blackstone is looking to sell its entire 23.5% stake in the company via mega block deal on today. The floor price has been set at 310 rupees per share. Nippon Life India AMC, IndusInd Bank will offload 2.8% stake in the company via block deal in the trade today. The floor price has been set at 426 rupees at 5% discount to the current market price. Order win by Transformer and Rectifier India. The company has received order to the tune of 118 crore from Uttar Pradesh Power Transmission Corporation. The stock will remain under focus today. RVNL has emerged as the lowest bidder for project worth 123 crore in a 4951 joint venture with KRDCL. So that's a small order as far as RVNL is concerned, but again, in medium to long term, we are bullish on this company. Metals and mining stocks will remain under focus in short to medium term. The reason being that nearly 100 more blocks of critical mineral will be put on auction before February next year, as per the Coal and Mine Minister Prahlad Joshi. So this sector will remain under focus, as we all know that the lithium mines are also going to will undergo an auction very soon, and in addition to that this is 100 more blocks of critical mineral which will be put on auction. So metals and mining stock will remain under focus in short to medium term. Anyway, with the dollar index cooling off, we have seen that there is an inverse relationship between the metal prices and dollar index. Hence, the metal and mining stock anyway has got a push from a global factors also. JK Tyres has opened its QIP for mobilizing 500 crore rupees and has set the floor price at 358.9 rupees per share, which is a discount of 5% to the current market price of 378.7. So that's once the fundraising is done, what we believe is that the stock will react positively, as the entire macro factor for tire industry is working well. The demand is robust. On the other hand, the raw material prices are coming off. So entire tire pack looks good from short to medium term perspective. Varun Beverages, the company has is likely to acquire the South Africa's based company for 1320 crore. That's again one of the Pepsi's bottler in South Africa. So that expand the company's business in the South Africa territory. Again, South Africa is a big territory and big business for Pepsi. So that's positive for the Varun Beverages. I think the news was already in the market and the stock has already reacted positively to this development during the trade yesterday. And Varun Beverages is trading at close to lifetime high. So this stock will remain under focus in from a medium to long term perspective. Moving on to the next development on National Fertilizer Limited, the company has approved setting up of a nano urea liquid production plant in based on the financial viability in the techno-economic feasibility report. So that can be positive for the company in from a long-term perspective. Deepak Nitrite, the company has approved the offtake of 250 KTPA polypropylene and 11 KTPA hydrogen from Petronet LNG Dahej plant. Petronet LNG will supply hydrogen and polypropylene to the company's unit Deepak Phenolic for 15 years. So that's the arrangement for as far as raw material supply is concerned. So that's positive development for Deepak Nitrite. Moving on to the IPO offering. So today we will see listing of DOMS Industries and India Shelter Finance Corporation. Just for your information, the issue price of DOM was at 790 rupees per share, whereas for India Shelter Finance Corporation, the IPO issue price was 493 per share, and both these companies are expected to list at significant premium in the trade today. Moving on to the IPOs which are open for subscription. So Motisan Jeweler, Suraj Real Estate, Muthoot Microfinance, RBZ Jeweler, Credo, and Happy Forging. So all these 5 IPOs are open for subscription today. Today is the last day for Motisan Jeweler, Suraj Real Estate, and Muthoot Microfinance, whereas it is the day 2 for RBZ Jewelers, Credo, Happy Forging, and Azad Engineering. If you ask me, out of all these IPOs, my favorite company from a business perspective is the Happy Forging, Azad Engineering, and Credo brand. Moving on to the institutional activity. So what we have seen is that yesterday there was a hand change in Jindal Saw, wherein Cresta Fund and Albula Investment Fund have offloaded some share, whereas that shares were bought by SocGen, HSBC Mutual Fund, Flower Valley, and Madhukar Seth. So there is a hand change in Jindal Saw. In Apollo Tyre also we saw a hand change, wherein Iris Investment has sold 2.85 crore shares in Apollo Tyre, and that was lapped up by marquee institutions like Nippon India Mutual Fund, ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, SocGen, Morgan Stanley Asia Singapore at 448 rupees per share. There is a hand change also witnessed in Ajmera Realty, wherein one of the institution has sold 7 lakh share, whereas Quest Investment Advisory PMS has bought 3 lakh share, total 5 lakh shares in the 2 different schemes. Moving on to the insider trade, what we have seen, there is a buying from promoter of Paisalo Digital from the open market. So promoter has bought 6.14 lakh share on 19th of December. Choice International promoter has bought 90,000 shares on 18th of December. We have seen selling from promoters of Fusion Microfinance, K Fintech, Star Cement, DB Realty, and Signity Technologies. So if I have to sum up today's discussion, the global setup looks pretty positive as far as equity markets are concerned. So as of now, there seems to be no negative news in the markets, and markets are pretty buoyant. But looking at a robust rally which we have seen during the last 20 days, mid caps and small caps have rallied ahead of time, and we are seeing some minor profit booking in mid cap and small cap. Large cap is the space to be in, where risk reward seems to be favorable. The companies which have not participated in amongst the large cap basket like Reliance, HDFC Bank, and ITC, or for that matter FMCG companies, or for that matter pharma companies. So we may see some shifting of fund from cyclical high beta stocks to defensive like names like FMCG and pharma. So FMCG companies and pharma companies can be on radar from a short-term perspective. However, from a medium to long-term perspective, buy on dips opportunity exists in banks, infrastructure, cement, defense, railways, hydrogen. Hydrogen theme is playing out very well. EMS. So buy on dip should be the strategy. Don't go overboard as far as leverage trades are concerned, because we all know that right now markets look overheated, and if you are sitting on profit in some leverage trade, better to trim some position and stay on sideline to wait for buy on dip opportunity. That's all for the day. Thank you for patiently listening to us. Have a good day.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.